Hello there, it's me, Ratchet Gamer, and welcome back to Minecraft. Today we are in Snapshot 18W50A in Java Edition, surprisingly. Are you surprised, guys? Oh, are you? Anyways, but before we start, I just want to say Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas, and hope you all have a fantastic time this holiday season. But if you want to get a gift from me, and the only gift I can give you is, of course, a shout out right now. If you want to get a shout out, write in the comments what did you get for Christmas this year. And the first 3 comments will get a shout out in my next video. Hope to see a lot of comments because I really like the support. I loved the support on the Kelp Mumbo video, which came out like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. I love to see support from you guys and from others who I didn't even know about. So right now, let's get straight into today's video. Today we're going to take a look at all the new blocks slash new to the creative inventory blocks and more than 35 designs of buildings, designs using the new blocks, and some of them are just using the debug stick. You're gonna see at some point that I just went crazy just using the debug stick everywhere. So these are all the new blocks. We got the loom, barrel, smoker, blast furnace, cartography table, fletching table, grindstone, smithing table, stone cutter, the 6 signs, the 5 new signs and the old sign. The old sign, I don't even know why it's there. The scaffolding, lantern, bell, lectern, the 3 new flowers, of which one is the wither rose, the bamboo, what was it? The berry bush, yes. The banner, the illager banner, the jigsaw block, we used a lot of that. This is actually surprising for many of you. Why would there be an oak plank slab in the new block list? Well, fun fact, this is an Easter egg left in by Mojang, as this is the pietrified oak slab. It's an Easter egg to the, it's like a throwback to the old days of Minecraft when all slabs were actually stone slabs just retextured. So this actually works as stone. I'm pretty sure you could already hear the fact that it was like the stone sound. And we're just going to get, I'm just going to get myself a really quick 1 diamond pickaxe and slash game mode survival. I used to be so good at commands, but now they changed the whole command system. So as you can see, these actually break way better with the pickaxe. Look, and if I try to actually break them with the by hand, you can see that it takes super long. And I don't even get it. Because it's basically stone slab retextured to look like oak. Okay? That's actually pretty cool. It's a throwback, an Easter egg. I love it. So then we're going back into creative. And we're gonna take a look at the rest. We've got the 6, why did I say 6? They're clearly 4. The 4 mushroom blocks. We've got the brown mushroom block, the red mushroom block, the mushroom stem, and the mushroom core, I guess I could call it. The stripped barks, like not the bark block, sorry, not, they're actually called wood, stripped wood blocks, like the 6-sided one. The bark blocks, also known as the wood blocks. and the smooth blocks, which are smooth stone, smooth sandstone, smooth red sandstone, and smooth quartz. These are all the new blocks slash new to the creative inventory. Like, these are all new blocks. These are due to the creative inventory. So now that we've gone through all of these, let's get into the designs. So first things first, we've got a small kitchen design. We're using the bells as lighting systems, like they're supposed to be lights, although they do not actually light up the place. The lighting is made by that beacon up there, which I thought looked cool. Like, it's kind of lined up with the bell itself, the bell holder. So I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a glance at it. There we go. It kind of hides that little stem and also gives off light. Then we use the barrels as little cabinets in which you can actually place stuff, because now they work. The smoker is a bit of an oven and a detector rail placed on top. Like, I don't know what this is called, I forgot. Then we've got an anvil as an extractor fan, like a smoke extractor fan. And last but not least, a fridge, also made using the debug stick by modifying an iron door. So here's how you do it. You just place the iron door, select this, go to half, there it was, go to half option and click, and then you've got a completely windowless iron door. I'm going to show you this way later, because these were actually not made in this order. I didn't start with this. They're made completely random. Some of them are just to fill up space. Anyways, next up, we've got a mine shaft. And in this mine shaft, as you can see, we've got a bit of a furnace minecart. We get the blast furnaces, and the walls are actually made using smokers. And let me just light that one up. Let me just go to lit, light it up. That's how I actually lit up this whole place. Using the debug stick, I actually lit up every single, or almost every single one of these smokers to light up the place. And then I use some of the new signs. I almost forgot what they're called. And I use here some rails to actually show that it's a mine shaft. The ceiling is also all smokers. And the reason why I actually added this furnace minecart is a joke, because this entire room is almost, I could say that it's 85% furnaces or furnace type blocks, and the rest is other blocks like dispensers down there, just to kind of change up, rails, a button, bark blocks, and signs. All the rest of the build is just smokers, blast furnaces, and a furnace minecart. Surprised? I don't know. I don't even know. That's a joke. Anyways, moving on, we've got a bit of a grill. Using the new loom block, we can actually get this grill design here, this grill texture, and then surrounding it with tons of iron trapdoors, we can actually give it a grill shape. And we actually used here some item frames with a trident renamed as fork and steak to actually represent that it's a grill. And now moving on, we get a fireplace. This fireplace was actually not made by me. The actual design, which I then modified to actually make it look a little better. This design was originally made by Clank66. He doesn't yet have a YouTube channel, but I'm pretty sure you can remember him from the Myland City series, the guy which actually had that giant quartz house, kind of in between modern, futuristic, and suburban house. I don't know if you remember. And also the guy who had the disco made the not only had the disco, made the disco. Anyways, you've got you can see that he's actually put in some of the blast furnaces. This actually is a reference to the new village, in which there's a house which actually has a fireplace or furnace or blast furnace, whatever it's supposed to be. That looks almost like this, using bricks and the blast furnace. I actually used a new trick with the carpet and fire to actually make it look as if there are small fires in front of it. And now if we go ahead to the back, you can see this. But usually, I come up with the ideas like this. Wait, let me just. Usually, I come up with ideas like this, like to add holes like this. But this time, Clank66 came up with this idea with a one block. No, quarter block. Is it an eighth of a block? I think it's just an eighth of a block or quarter of a block here and there. And that's actually cool. I couldn't have ever thought about this, because he actually used, again, the debug stick. Oh, the debug stick is awesome. Also, fun fact, Mojang said that it was a mistake to actually include it, but they actually have not removed it yet. So I'm thinking that they're still leaving it in the game for map makers. They actually want to be, like, nice to the map makers. Also, this is actually made with the debug stick just as well. Next up, we get the Flintstones card. A Flintstones style car. You can see the wheels are made using the new grindstone, a banner, a carpet to actually get that design, and the seat is actually a bit of dark oak steel with some dark oak signs on the sides. Next up, we get a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow here is actually finally complete. Everyone has been waiting for a block that would work as a wheel, and finally we can make a complete wheelbarrow. We used to make it in so many different ways, but this wheelbarrow here, I think it's called a wheelbarrow. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I have no idea. But it's finally complete. As you can see, we made it using a trapdoor here. Trapdoor? What did I say? Trapdoor. It's a fence gate, a hopper, and the new grindstone, which is awesome. I think the grindstone is my new favorite block in Minecraft. Next up, we get a motorbike. I think you can remember this from the Byland City series. You could actually find it in the city somewhere near my home. It's a motorbike design, but it's similar to the one that you saw there, but this time again it's using the grindstone. Mind blown. It's a perfect block. Again, it's my new favorite block in Minecraft. Because it's got so many cool shapes. And there are some blocks in Minecraft which actually are not using textures, they're actually using shapes. And one of those is, again, the grindstone. And the others are the anvil, the hopper, a bit the cauldron, and so many others. Not many in the new series of blocks. Anyways, you can actually sit in this, but it doesn't look particularly good. Especially, you actually look weird. Also, it's because that is not where you're meant to be placed. Like on a motorbike, I'm pretty sure that when you sit in a motorbike, you sit here. Sit like this. See what I mean? Like you would actually sit like flat. I'm not sure if I can show you, like flat on this and with your hands on the two tripwire hooks there. And this is also made, you could guess that this was made with commands and debug stick, and the debug stick. Actually, I had to use the debug stick for the tripwire hooks to actually be able to place them on there. And also I had to use the debug, not the debug stick. It didn't work with the debug stick apparently, but I had to use commands to place a rail like that, and actually then I could just place the minecart. I'm really proud. This is probably the one design uh of the one design that I ever came up with which I'm the most proud of. This is like completely original. I have not seen anyone do this. Like, and please don't copy me. If you, I mean, you can use it. That's why I'm showing it to you. But don't just say that you came up with it, please. Pretty please. Thank you. Moving on, we've got a wall, floor, and checker ceiling made all with the new blocks. And if I were to go, it accidentally enter this world in Minecraft 1.13, this thing would completely disappear. Absolutely, completely disappear. Even the sign might disappear. It might. The only thing that would be left of it would be the little hole in the floor where the barrels are. These are barrels. Fun fact. I'm going to tell you immediately. But other than that, everything would be gone. It would feel like it was never there. So here we've got the barrel as a floor. These are all the secret blocks. Not all of them. I've got many secret blocks. Yeah. I was going to release a video on secret blocks, but apparently that didn't work. Don't know why. Anyways, the barrel's bottom texture looks to be some kind of spruce planks, but chiseled, but in a weird, like, I don't know, specially made spruce planks, chisel something, and we've got chiseled vertical dark oak planks. But this is made with the new cartography table, which you can only place in this specific corner. It's only able to be placed in this specific corner right now. That might be changed as it might turn into a directional block. If not, then, well, I have to work with it like this. This looks literally like vertical planks, but again, kind of has that chiseled look. Like, you know that when you actually... Not chiseled. I'm not sure how you'd call it, because you can see that the stone turns into smooth stone, but this isn't smooth at all. It's checkered something. Spending too much time on this, but last but not least, you can see that I can with the smooth stone slab and the stone cutter, I came up with a ceiling design, because apparently the stone cutter has its bottom texture neither, like, it's a unique texture. It's neither the stone slab, but neither the smooth stone slab. It's basically somewhere in between, or you could also call it a darker version of the smooth stone slab. Like, it looks like a darker version, and it makes a nice checkerboard pattern that unfortunately will only ever go on the ceiling. Next up, we've got a chicken coop. And this chicken coop here actually uses the new fletching table for like the top texture of the fletching table, because it's got feathers on it, which actually looks really good, like combined with the stripped birch log. They actually have a similar top texture, while this actually has feathers on top. This actually looks like it fits in well with the stripped birch logs, and it actually fits well because it's feathers and, you know, chickens. And I also made a really cool nest here. using a coral fan. Unfortunately, it's dead. I cannot keep it alive. But it's also a cool trick using one of the, what was it called? Item frame. Why do I keep forgetting names of blocks? I'm not sure. It's an item frame with an egg, and then on top of it you place a dead coral fan. And it looks like a bird's nest. Also, if you could keep this alive, this coral fan, it's a coral fan, which is actually a red when it's alive. Let me just show you. It's red. See the fire coral fan. Say that 5 times without messing it up. Fire coral fan, fire coral fan, fire coral fan, fire coral fan, fire coral fan. One, I actually messed it up once. I actually accidentally said color instead of coral. Sorry. Anyways. Yeah. Next up, we've got something. A saw. I actually thought of this as being either a saw machine, a blockade barrier, or a fence. But it's weird. I have no idea what this is. I don't even know what I was thinking when I made this. This, however, I actually have to mention one thing that I knew what I was doing. The fact that this stone cutter actually has a similar texture to the stone slab, which it almost lines up. It's just 1 pixel higher. Oops. 1 pixel higher than a regular slab. However, they actually, wait. Do I actually get a little higher? Yes, I do. But they almost line up perfectly. If it would be made as tall as a slab, it would be perfect for this. It would look perfect. But until then, we'll see what we do. Let me just throw all this junk. Next up, we've got empty bookshelves using the back texture of the loom block. And as you can see, this is clearly the loom block. But the loom block's texture actually looks very, very similar to bookshelves. But it looks like empty bookshelves. The only thing that doesn't line up between the loom block and the bookshelves is the fact that the loom block has down here actually has 2 pixels of wood, while the why did I call it birch? I have no idea. The bookshelf only has 1 pixel and then starts the actual shelving. It would be cool to actually see like this texture actually be changed slightly just to work with the bookshelves. But I'm not sure if Mojang will ever think about that. The whole idea is actually not change textures to make them work. Like that's not what Mojang is doing. They're not changing textures to make them work in situations like this. We just have to adapt we just have to adapt to these textures to find uses for them, and that's really smart. I congratulate Mojang for creating blocks which have unique textures which actually fit in situations where they would actually make no sense. Like maybe, I don't know, like this, the scaffolding in the chair texture. Oh yes, I forgot to it. 2 tables and food plates. We've got here 2 table designs using this debug stick. It's a piston head switched with the debug stick, and the rest is just trapdoors. You cannot place anything on it, which is sad. But we've got these cool chair designs which go well with it, and it's using the scaffolding, which is an amazing block. Not my favorite block, because I did say that scaffolding is my favorite block, but scaffolding has to be one of my favorites. One of my favorites, just as well. This is using some trapdoors, some item frames. Why did I place the debug stick in there? Some item frames just to actually make it similar to that part from the scaffolding. But however, why did I say but however? I keep questioning what I am saying, guys, and I don't know why. Now we see a second table design which actually works with these item frames. As you can see, I got 2 swords renamed as knives and 2 tridents renamed as forks because we finally got a fork. Well, it's not really a fork. But the main focus of this is not the wither rose. However, it is one of the more important points, because you can see the wither rose is really important in this situation. It's the only rose we have in Minecraft. Where are the why did Mojang remove the old rose? I don't understand Mojang. Like, why couldn't Mojang just add the poppy and also keep the rose? Was it because there were too many? Even because of that, is it because they actually wanted the poppy and they couldn't make a poppy bush, but they could make a rose bush? So they actually moved the rose to the rose bush and kept the poppy. I don't know. It's just questionable. Anyways, so I had to use a wither rose to actually make this work as a romantic scenery. This is a barrel down here. Just again for the surrounded texture. Let me just grab this and fix it. Because if you sit on this, the item frame accidentally keeps the pressure plate powered, so it could be like an infinite power source, but it's way more expensive than others. So I don't know why we would do that. However, like just using an item frame and a food item in it, placing an iron pressure plate on top of it, you can actually make it look like an actual plate. You cannot place that. You can make it look like a working plate. And I actually feel like this actually is one of those things, just like you could make those decorated torches with anvils and an item frame. That's a similar scenario, because that's a bit of a, not sure if it's intended. It's definitely not intended, but it's a glitch that people like in Minecraft, but it unfortunately only works in Java Edition, so sorry for all of you Bedrock players. I'm not sure if that works. I'm not sure why I was pointing at that. I'm not sure if this would work in Bedrock Edition. Next up, we've got, where's the sign? Oh, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza wall design. The longest sign for one thing. Like, there's only one thing. I have signs. Why am I spending too much time? I'm spending too much time on the sign. We've got a checkerboard pattern using the smithing. Why do I keep breaking it? I keep wanting to pick it up. But this is the smithing table. And it's got a pretty nice top texture. It just looks like a broken up, scratched surface, scratched tile. And it actually works in this situation because I actually took inspiration from the McFarlane Toys sets, because in there they actually used some scratched mold, like for the floor they actually used a mold for tiles, which looks scratched, and I actually loved that. So this actually fits here. Also, the mushroom block is one of the best blocks you could use for this, unless you're using a texture pack. Did I say a texture pack? What? A texture pack. Anyways, moving on, we've got a really cool idea, which is using the only block in the game which actually has both a wall variant and a fence variant, and that is the nether brick block. And here we've got the nether spikes. This big one doesn't look particularly good, but if we go over to these smaller ones, you can see that this actually looks amazing. It's the glass there, you just added for a little bit of even a slimmer tip of it, but the main focus is the wall added up with the fence, like making spikes. And this is my favorite one because it's also using the debug stick, and it's actually modifying one of the walls to actually be connected in all directions, so it actually looks even like in between a regular wall, standalone wall, and a block. So I feel like this actually is neat for this design. But moving on, we've got a principal's desk that would go well in a principal's office, and or also it could just work as a teacher's desk in a classroom because it's got the name tag using the lectern, the new lectern block. And you can clearly see that it also looks exactly like one of those name tags that you can see on teacher's desks or the principal's desk. This is and here we're using again the smoker just to actually line that up and actually be able to place a lantern and actually have a gray texture on top. Also, I'm pretty sure that I actually used somewhere around here. Yes, there is a hidden compartment back there. So you can actually, that is another idea. Like, I know that some teachers confiscate things from children, from students and pupils, because they're using them in class or something. And this could actually work pretty well, like for the principal to actually hide the objects in there, the confiscated object. But it could also work as a little bit of a compartment area in the teacher's desk, because at my school we actually have our own little, not well, it's for the entire class to use. It's a desk, like in the teacher's desk we actually have a little bit of a compartment in which we place the markers. Yes, our school actually has whiteboards instead of blackboards because it's way more useful to use whiteboards. So we place all the markers, all the papers, all the semestral tests or whatever we have there. There are many things. You can use that little idea. Also, you could actually access it from here, but I don't know why. That's just, I don't know. Moving on, we've got two lamp designs, and all of these blocks are actually light sources. Pickle, end rod, another end rod, and a lantern. And normally you cannot, well, you can do that, but you cannot place a lantern on one of these end rods. You just simply can't. It's impossible. So how you do that, you actually place the block on top, place the lantern, and it's going to be automatically hanging from the block. Then you click on the lantern to actually move it to like the hanging functionality to false, so it's sitting on the end rod, and then you remove the block. Moving on, we've got a pretty cool idea that is not existent. It's the chorus walls. Now this update has actually given us many wall blocks, like the brick wall, the prismarine wall, red sandstone wall, all of these walls. And also given us the end stone and stone brick wall. However, we never actually have ever had a purple wall. This is actually the chorus plant, and it's an actual cool use for the chorus. Oh my god, I forgot about. Oh, now we're talking. This actually now looks like a wall. Finally looks like a wall. This west, no, that's west, that's down. Cannot change that, unfortunately. But it doesn't actually work as a wall. But it does work like as a design, as its own design. And how you do it, you do not place the string straight on top of it because that's going to break the chorus plant. You actually place it one block up from it. Like you'd place a block here, place the string, remove the blocks, and then place the end stone and the chorus plants. And it actually works. These don't grow. They don't even try to grow and then break. As you can see, there is no chorus plant broken on the ground. And it actually, sadly, it does not work as an actual wall. But if you make it higher, let me just grab the string and actually bring the whole string up by one block. Break all of this. Grab the chorus plant. Oh. Well, that doesn't work. So these would never actually work as a wall. So you could always just jump it. Where is up? There we go. Down east. Yeah, there we go. There's east and west. They don't actually work. Like I said, they don't work as walls. You can jump over them. But at least they look similar to the wall. And you can actually make this. Just select up. We just go up and remove all of these. They don't actually work. Well, at least I tried. It's a similar concept to the regular wall. I hope that it works. Also, one thing that I have never tried, let me just quickly do this. It's a chorus plant, which is not connected anywhere. So let's go to up to be false, down to be false. There we go. It's similar to the item in hand, which is actually, I think, what's intended to be. I'm not sure if it's actually connected. No, it's not connected in any other direction, but don't, that's going to break it. Anyways, again, throwing all the junk. Moving on, we've got two plant designs using the new cactus texture and the new bambus. Did I just say bambus? Sorry, bamboo. Oh my god, bamboo. If you place a bamboo in, what was it? Flower pot. If you place the bamboo in a flower pot, it actually has a nice leaf down there. And doing that will actually make a nice plant. And before we actually had we had to use the cactus, but it had an ugly green, an ugly green color, which nobody liked. It was way too, I don't know, something was wrong with it. But now that they changed it into the new texture, it doesn't really work in this situation because it's green. But it works a little better than the old one. Moving on, we've got some melon and pumpkin stems. The melon and pumpkin stems right here actually are using the pickles. These are actually 1.14 exclusive. You can actually make these in 1.13 just as well. But I thought about showing them because I didn't actually do it before. Next up, we've got a new way to tie down logs. Now, before we were either using ladder and rails, or we could have just also used rails only if we want a bit of a more of a loose variant. But we could also make a bit of a tighter variant. But now you can actually make it even tighter using the barrels. They don't actually perfectly line up with the logs, but I guess they work. And now moving on, we've got a really cool piano design. It's using armor stands with the Ender Dragon head and those little horns that the Ender Dragon heads have actually work as piano keys. And then down and with the new loom block, they can actually look like the interior of a piano. You know, those, I'm not sure if they're called hammers in English, but in my language they're called hammers. Little hammers hitting the little piano strings. And the loom block here is supposed to represent the piano strings. And it also works really well and also makes sense because the loom block, if you do not know, it's crafted with 2 wood and 2 strings. 2 wood planks. Moving on, we've got hanging lantern and hanging bell. This is impossible without the debug stick. You cannot hang lanterns off of iron bars, and I don't understand why. Why not? Like, it would make a lot of sense. Like, there's a chain there, which is supposedly iron. Also, it's no, not supposedly. It's iron, definitely, using nuggets. These are iron bars. Also iron. So why not? I understand that this wouldn't work, but it also needs to work in some way. Also, you can hit the bell in all directions when it's hanging from one spot. But again, how you do this, it's simple. You actually place the iron fence there, place a block, place the lantern down like this, click with the debug stick to actually set the hanging to true, and then remove that. And there we go. Got a hanging lantern. Next up is a really cool tank design. This is a cameo textured tank design. Also using the debug stick, obviously here. Actually used it. Look how you actually wait. When you place this down, it looks like this. So how to do it? You select up to false, then do not west, not east, not. I completely removed it. What? You could actually do it. No, it's there. What? And now it's okay. I actually need to do all of this, and there we go. Also, this stone cutter is used as a chain gun, like if you want, or an antenna. No, that's an antenna. Anyways, it could be used like a machine gun. It could look like it's always running a machine gun and getting ready to shoot, and you can imagine it shooting like. Sorry, I'm childish. Also, this is using the grindstone for the floor. And also, I completely forgot. Sorry, everybody, if you're getting mad at me right now. I completely forgot something important in this design. It's gonna look nice. Let me just quickly make all of this. Sorry if you're getting mad at me right now for actually wasting time building. but mistakes do happen. There we go. Now it's complete. Then we go to the next one, which is a brick wall. And you may be wondering, what is wrong with this? What is so special about it? It's just the use of a new wall? But it makes no sense because you could, this is a pretty stupid design, you could always think to do it. No, this is using the debug stick once again. As you can see here, these normally would actually, would have, this is something that happens in Minecraft. When, uh, a, when a wall detects any block on top, it actually makes that up connection visible. But by hiding it, it would actually look even better. However, what I recommend Mojang add is one thing and one thing only. When a wall would detect another wall on top, but only work with walls, not add the up variant connection, but instead connect the whole wall up. Like, bring up that part. Not that, but make this taller. Connect to the next wall to actually look even better. That's another variant. That's another concept of mine. Next up, we've got my desk. The desk I'm literally sitting at right now, recording this video. I came up with this design way back, like a long time ago. But this is actually using new blocks a bit. Just one new block apparently. But that's not the focus. The focus is the use of this banner right here, which I was supposed to call iMac, because it, when placed down like that, it almost looks identical to my actual iMac. Fun fact, I am recording on an iMac. And then my chair, my yellow chair right here, fits perfectly. Can you wait? Let me just use time set night. Night. There we go. Can I sleep in this? Apparently not. Apparently cannot sleep in a half bed, but you could just pretend you're actually like pressing shift. Pretend you're sitting on it. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. We've got bigger beds. A bigger bed and a bigger bunk bed design. These are my two actual beds. Like my previous bed in which I slept with my brother, like he was on top, I was on the bottom. Did I say my friend or my brother? I'm confused. Anyways, now you may be wondering, Ratchet, why are you doing this? Why are you showing this? This is clearly an old thing that you could do with the debug stick. It's not something new. While it is. But it's not about the use of the debug stick here. It's about the use of the new texture. Because with the old texture pack, this actually looked bad. It looked like every bed looked as if it was sectioned off. Like you could see where each individual bed ended. Like you could see that this is a bed, this is a bed, this is a bed, and these are literally obviously broken beds. Like they're not supposed to be like that, but with the new texture, they actually connect up pretty nicely. Like you can barely even tell that that's even different. And also that's the same. It doesn't look as good on gray, but on yellow and what is this, light blue? Yeah, light blue. Actually, is pretty unnoticeable. It just looks like a bigger Minecraft bed. Like instead of actually being 1 by 2, it's actually 2 by 3. which is just scaling it up a bit. But it looks nice, nonetheless. Anyways, wait, is it? No, it's not scaling it up. Scaling it up would actually use a different way. Also, this here was not supposed to be a ladder, because you could actually climb this. We actually used to do this when I used to sleep in the higher bed, because my parents thought that it was too dangerous for him to sleep in the upper bed because he would fall down, like roll in his sleep and fall down. But I actually always used to do this. So this is a double. This was actually supposed to be here as a ladder. It should have been something else to represent that it's held up. But I guess it works really well because yeah, I've already told you. Yeah, bunk beds. Next up, we've got a pretty much a joke. This has been a running joke ever since the new flowers came up. Everyone saw, or at least most people saw, the rose bush as actually being a tomato plant with tomatoes. This is also using a debug stick. See, this is what it's supposed to be normally. Like this actually looks more like a tomato plant. And now we actually have smaller tomato plants using the berry bush. And we also used to use apples. Wait, where is that? There was supposed to be an apple somewhere. Yeah, there it is. There's an apple right there. We actually used to use apples, renamed as tomatoes. Looks cool. But next up is one of my favorite designs on this list. Is the pub, or similar to a pub, or something. You can imagine this as being whatever you want. This is something I love. The kelp block as the floor. This isn't a new thing. These new blocks are they are new blocks, also using the debug stick, obviously here. But that's not the main focus of this. The two main focuses of this are the wall, which you could literally ask me, what the heck is that block? What the heck is it? But it's netherrack. It's a new texture for the netherrack for those who did not know, and it looks completely different. Before this texture was released, you would not normally use netherrack in buildings because it would have been horribly looking. It would be ugly. But with this new texture, it actually looks amazing. In a pub or a club, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Or a bar. Or something, I don't know. Also, we use the smithing table here for a ceiling design because it also fits in with the whole red theme. Also looks nice, similar to that, but in a different way. And lighting up with lanterns, of course. Next up, we've got a prison cell. The prison cell is using blast furnaces for the ceiling and floor. A bit of a longer gray bed and some iron bars. This is all that's new is the fact that we're using the debug stick here to make that, and the new blast furnace as a ceiling and floor. Next up, this is actually not a design I am proud of at all. It looks ugly. I don't know why I was thinking about making this. Maybe when I imagined it, it actually looked better. This is the lectern roof. Initially, I thought you could actually make them actually line up so that they're actually a complete slope. But there's no way. Wait, I have to try one thing. Is the lectern a flying? Yes. If the only thing that would make this better would be if Mojang would change the functionality of the lectern into a falling block so that it could actually fall down. You know what I mean? Like, to actually be like sand, gravel, and all the other blocks. So you could do, so you can make this the exact same way I did another design later on the list, and you'll see what I mean. There's nothing important in the house if you're wondering. Next up, we've got half doors. Can you guess which one of these is the door and which one is the trap door? This is a trap door, this is a half door. This is amazing. I mean, it has no use unless you actually try something out. But these are trapdoors and doors. And it's weird. Also, obviously using the debug stick. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video, that at some point when I made this, I actually went crazy with the debug stick going off from the main focus of the new blocks? Yeah, you can clearly tell. Now, this is obvious that this is the door and the half door. And this is also obvious. However, look at this. This is again obvious because of the little hinge. But they actually changed the door. Look, if you look at the texture, this is all similar to what it used to look like. Had this little half circle on the top variant and a line on the bottom variant. But now the bottom is completely its own little thing. Like, it's not a block, it's not see-through anymore, doesn't have a hole anymore, and the top part turned into a similar texture to the trapdoor. Let's throw away the junk again, because we're gonna actually show you an amazing thing. Ever thought to about decorating a cave? No? Look at this. This doesn't look like Minecraft anymore. Have you ever seen something like this in Minecraft? It looks as if these are actually 4 blocks here, and it looks as if it's changed. Something has changed about Minecraft. It would be cool if we'd actually be able to see super detailed caves in the new world generation. Actually, like, detailed cave as a structure. I'm not sure if that's going to ever happen. It would be cool, sure, but still. This doesn't feel like Minecraft anymore. Next up, we've got structure block plus jigsaw floor and jigsaw plus smithing table ceiling. Why did my alright, apparently my mouse stopped working, sorry. I don't know what clicking on this does, because with the debug stick you can do nothing. Can you I clicked what? I clicked shift. What does that actually break signs? Shift. I clearly did not break it. Alright, by mistake. Anyways, that was still alongside. So we've got here a jigsaw block floor, which actually looks cool, like awesome, like the tiled floor. This is the bottom of the jigsaw block. This is the jigsaw block right here. These are structure blocks, if you did not know. But however, you could make a checkerboard pattern using the smithing table and the new jigsaw block, the bottom of the jigsaw block. And it actually looks awesome. Look at this. You could make an upside down checkerboard. You can make an upside down checkerboard. Anyways, up to the next design is the window to space. Or, as I actually originally tried to make it. It was supposed to be a window on a Star Wars ship. As you can see, what is that? What is going on here? Well, it's using the secret block named the End Gateway. Probably one of the most awesome secret blocks in Minecraft. You cannot pick it up. You have to place it by command. And when you go through, it actually starts spawning in these weird beacon beam type things that are always purple. Why is there a hole here? You could hide under the glass. Anyways, how do I get out of here? I'm lost. Anyways, this actually is super trippy. You can make a thinking room out of this. I actually tried once. And I keep hearing me saying that I actually did experiment with some of these before. Well, I actually did have Minecraft before, but of course, I'm not sure if you guys know, but just a few weeks ago, my computer got completely erased due to a power cut. Like, the power in the house just cut for 1 second, just 1 second, one little second, and the computer crashed because of not having power. It just stopped working, and when I opened it, it said that something was broken with it, and I tried to see what was wrong with it, and not only that, everything was erased. Also, all the operating systems were erased themselves. Like, is that even possible to erase an operating system on a computer? Well, I guess it is possible. But it was weird. It was sad. I actually lost everything that I had on it. Minecraft worlds and many other things. But that's just not enough to talk about. I actually tried to record that just before record that secret blocks video just before that happened, and my computer died while I was recording. However, if you remember the Kelp Mumbo, that actually was in Minecraft Java Edition, for those who have not realized. Or was it Bedrock Edition? Can I actually mess things up? Can I make you think that is wrong or right? What is right, what is wrong? You'll never know. Haha. Moving on to the next and last and final design, which is the hay roof design. Now, this is not a use of a new block at all. This is just a design, alright? Not using anything new, nothing new here. I just had to come up with this because I thought that it worked with the lectern as well. Because if the lectern could actually have gravity, sorry, I just got a message. Don't worry, I'm not interrupting the video for a message. Right here, you can see that this is concrete powder. It's a concrete powder slab, while it's not a concrete powder slab. It's not a concrete powder slab, but it's actually concrete powder in entity form floating. So let me just grab this and actually show you. See, it actually floats when it falls on top of fences or walls or fence gates. Items like things like concrete powder, gravel, sand, all the things that fall, including anvils and scaffolding. I think scaffolding works. I'm not sure if scaffolding actually works in that situation. Oh wait, no. Scaffolding works in a different way. You don't have to put it in the same way as you put it with these. Anyways, it's similar, but I just wish this would work with lecterns, because if it was possible with lecterns, you could actually make way better slopes with the lecterns than the one we've got over there. But unfortunately, that's all I've got for today, guys. I'm just gonna run through all of these at once. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're showing you tons of designs created by me. And some are either inspired by other YouTubers or created by my little brother, Clack66. Mind blown? I don't know, for those who watch till the end. So, if you watch till the end, congratulations, you now know that Clack66 is my brother. For those who don't, well, unlucky them. I don't think it's even that important. But that's gonna wrap things up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!